Let's start with the challenges. The two main ones that we hear are, first and foremost, that we spend too much time preparing data for design reviews. One particular company that we spoke to recently told us that they have design reviews most weeks, certainly every month, and it's the task of their alias surface modelers to actually prepare the data for design reviews. And what they told us is that typically on an average week they will spend one day every week preparing that CAD data for a design review in VR. And that just struck us as a crazy amount of time that somebody whose skill is in creating the geometry is spending that much time preparing data for design reviews. And if you extrapolate that out over a typical 2-year design cycle, that is hundreds of hours that these guys are spending on manual data prep. Some of the other challenges that we hear are that the data sets themselves are just too large. So if you want to do a full car review with interior and exterior and all the parts, that's very challenging in some of the tools that people use today. In addition, because of the amount of time they spend preparing the data, the actual iteration cycles between creating a new design, refining it, and going back and going through that iteration process is just too slow. They also find that because they're time constrained, they have to ditch certain design themes earlier than they would like, so they'd like to be able to keep a number of design themes in contention for longer. And finally, people always say that they can see a world where one day they won't be actually making physical prototypes out of clay. We don't really believe that. We still think there's a lot of value in a physical prototype. But when it takes 5 days just to mill a clay model to make a few decisions on it, we think that can really be shortened by doing a lot of that early review in VR and then ultimately getting to 1 or 2 prototypes further down the line.